When we combine rhythm and pitch, we create a melody. If we take a single pitch and add an interesting rhythm, we get some pretty cool melodies.
Da da da. Da da da.
This is just a little samba built upon a single note. Other notes are bound to follow, but the root is still that note.
Johnny could only sing one note, and the note he sang was this. Ah, poor Johnny, one note.
We need more pitches or we'll be like poor old Johnny One Note. Fortunately, there's a way. Over the centuries, musicians have created melodies using groups of notes that sound good together based on their relationship to the first note in the group. We call this first note the tonic. The group of notes is called a scale. We can create melodies from scales using any combinations of notes from the scale and breaking all the rules, but it's good to know the rules too. When we study scales, we usually think of them ordered by increasing pitch, known as ascending scale, or by decreasing pitch, known as descending scale. The musical alphabet is a group of notes too. In fact, it's one of our most important scales. We can notate the musical alphabet scale using the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and in brackets A. The bracket around the second A indicates it sounds an octave higher than the first A, the tonic. Scales are typically written from low to high pitch, and because most scales repeat their pattern of notes in every octave, we only need one octave to see the pattern. This is what our musical alphabet scale looks and sounds like on a treble staff. Notice the pattern of successive lines and spaces. The distance between two successive notes in a scale is called a scale step, and notes of a scale are numbered by their steps from the first degree of the scale. The tonic is the first degree, so we call it 1. The second note from the tonic is the second degree, 2, etc., up to the octave 8. Now, let's look at our musical alphabet scale on the piano keyboard. Notice the black notes are arranged in a repeating pattern of 3s and 2s. We can use this pattern to help us locate the note A. A sits to the right of the middle black note in any group of 3 black notes. We can use this pattern to locate every A on the keyboard and then work out the names of the other keys in relation to that A. Notes to the right move forward in the alphabet and sound higher in pitch, and notes to the left move backwards in the alphabet and sound lower in pitch. Notice the black note between the A and B keys. The distance from A to the black note is called a half step. There's another half step from the black note to B. 2 half steps make a whole step, so the distance from A to B is called a whole step. Let's look at how this pattern plays out. A, black note to B is a whole step. B, no black note to C is a half step. C, black note to D is a whole step. D, black note to E is a whole step. E, no black note to F is a half step. F, black note to G is a whole step. And G, black note to A is a whole step. Or whole, half, half, whole. This combination of whole steps and half steps is easy to see on a guitar too. The distance from one fret to the next is a half step, so a whole step skips a fret. Let's make a different note the tonic of our scale and see what happens. Counting up the musical alphabet on the keyboard, we can find C, the key to the left of 2 black notes, and let's play the white notes from C and see what pattern occurs. C, black note to D is a whole step. D, black note E, whole step. E, no black note F, half step. F, black note G, whole step. G, black note A, whole step. A, black note B, whole step. B, no black note C, half step. Or W, W, H, W, 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 H. The C scale has a very different character to the A scale due to its arrangement of whole steps and half steps or tones and semitones. The C scale starts with 2 whole steps. We call this distance from the first note or degree to the third note or degree a major third. The A scale starts with a whole step, then a half step. We call this distance from the first note or degree to the third note or degree a minor third. Scales are named after their tonics and their unique interval pattern. So we've just been learning about the A minor scale and the C major scale. A minor scale starts on A and has the pattern whole, half, whole, half, whole. C major scale starts on C and has the pattern whole, half, whole, half. For as long as anyone can remember, teachers have been talking about major as a happy sound and minor as a sad sound. You can read many angry posts against this on the web, but it's a good place to start. We call this part of learning about music ear training, oral training, or just oral, from the Latin aurus, for ear. It's an amazing skill that will help you to create music at the speed of thought. Use the end of this video to help you identify major and minor scales just by hearing them. Musicians call this by ear. So you're working on your ear training to allow you to identify major and minor scales by ear. This is where the phrase playing by ear or without looking at sheet music comes from. Here are some examples of major and minor scales to help you identify them when you hear them. The trick is to concentrate on the first 3 notes. And that is all you need to know about major and minor scales.